Have you ever been told you didn't see what you saw? That you didn't hear what you heard? Have you ever felt like you were losing your mind, only to later realize someone was deliberately making you feel that way? They might have called you sensitive, dramatic, or even crazy, all to protect their own lies. This isn't just a mind game. It's a calculated attack on your reality called gaslighting. And today, we not just talking about it, we recreating a survival guide to help you break free and reclaim your truth. This is the moment you realize that your crazy was actually their guilty. So what exactly is gaslighting? It is a form of psychological manipulation where a person seeks to sow seeds of doubt in a targeted individual, making them question their own memory, perception, and sanity. The term comes from a 1938 play called Gaslight, where a husband manipulates his wife into thinking she is going insane by subtly dimming their gas-powered lights and then denying it as happening. She sees the lights flicker, but he insists it's all in her head. Over time, she starts to believe him. Sound familiar? It almost never starts with a big, obvious lie. That would be too easy to spot. Instead, it begins with the reality shift, a series of small, seemingly insignificant lies that slowly build into a massive web of confusion. It's the slow, steady drip that eventually erodes a stone. Maybe it starts with them denying something they said just 5 minutes ago. I never said that. You're misremembering. Or they'll twist your words. You say, I'm feeling a little neglected lately. And they reply, so you think I'm a terrible partner? Why are you always attacking me? Suddenly, you're the one on the defensive, apologizing for a feeling you were trying to express. These small incidents pile up. Each time you back down, each time you accept their version of events over your own, the foundation of your reality gets a little weaker. They're testing the waters, seeing what they can get away with. And because each instance seems so small, you might brush it off. You think, maybe I did misremember, or it's not worth arguing over. But that's exactly the point. It's a war of attrition, and they're counting on you to get tired of fighting for your own perception of the world. Before you know it, you're living in a world they created, a world where their version of events is the only one that matters. Once they've started to warp your reality, the next step is often the isolation tactic. This is a critical part of their strategy. Why? Because people who know you, people who love you, are a threat to their control. Your friends and family are your anchors to reality. They remember the same events you do. They see your manipulator's behavior from an outside perspective and can call it out for what it is. A gaslighter can't have that. So they work to cut you off. It's subtle at first. They might say things like, your friend Sarah is a bad influence. I don't think she has your best interests at heart. Or, your family is always interfering in our relationship. They don't understand us. They might create drama right before you're supposed to see your loved ones, picking a fight so you're too upset to go, or making you feel guilty for choosing them over your partner. The goal is to make you feel like your support system is the problem. They want to become the sole source of your information, your validation, and your sense of self-worth. When you're isolated, you have no one to check your reality with. You're alone in the fog they've created, and their voice becomes the only one you hear. This is when the self-doubt truly takes root. You start to think, maybe they're right. Maybe everyone else is the problem. When you're cut off from your support network, you become completely dependent on your manipulator, which is exactly where they want you. So, how do you fight back against this insidious fog? How do you hold on to reality when someone is working so hard to take it from you? This brings us to a crucial survival tool, the paper trail. When your memory is being constantly questioned, you need an objective record of reality. Document everything. It might feel strange or even paranoid at first, but it is your most powerful weapon against confusion. After a confusing conversation, write down what was said, word for word, as soon as you can. Save text messages, emails, and any other form of written communication. If they deny saying something they texted you, you have the proof right there. It's not about winning an argument with them. A gaslighter will just deny the evidence or call you crazy for keeping records. This paper trail is for you. It's your anchor. When you start to doubt yourself, when you start to think, did that really happen? You can go back to your notes, your screenshots, your journal. You can see, in black and white, what was said and what was done. This isn't about holding a grudge. It's about holding on to your sanity. It is a way to externally validate your own experiences when someone is trying to invalidate them from the inside. Start a private journal, create a folder in your email, or use a notes app on your phone. Write down dates, times, specific quotes, and how the interaction made you feel. This simple act of documentation can be the lifeline that pulls you out of the fog and back to solid ground. Now, documentation is a powerful tool for verifying external events. But what about the internal ones? Your feelings, your reactions, your intuition. This leads us to the most fundamental survival tool of all, trusting your gut. Throughout this entire process, through all the confusion and doubt, there is one compass that has likely been screaming at you, trying to guide you. That compass is your intuition. It's that feeling in the pit of your stomach that tells you something isn't right. It's the little voice in the back of your head that whispers, "This doesn't make sense." A gaslighter's primary goal is to teach you to ignore that voice. They want you to believe their logic over your own feelings. They all tell you too sensitive or overreacting, when you having a perfectly normal emotional response to being disrespected or lied to. They want to sever the connection you have with your own internal guidance system. Reclaiming your reality means relearning to trust that system. Your feelings are not up for debate. They are your truth. If something feels wrong, it is wrong for you. If you feel hurt, you are hurt. No one else has the right to tell you how you should or shouldn't feel. Your intuition is the most primal, honest part of you. It was designed to keep you safe. For too long, you've been told not to trust it. The biggest act of rebellion, the most profound step toward healing, is to start listening to it again. Acknowledge that gut feeling. Give it a name. Say to yourself, I feel confused right now because what they re-saying doesn't match what I know to be true. Validating your own feelings is the first step to rebuilding the self-trust that gaslighting has eroded. Your intuition is the only compass you can truly trust, and it will always point you toward your own truth. Breaking free from gaslighting is a journey, not a single event. It requires courage, self-compassion, and a commitment to honoring your own reality. It starts by recognizing the pattern, the slow shift in reality, the attempts to isolate you. It's fortified by creating a paper trail, an undeniable record of your experiences. And ultimately, it's achieved by coming back home to yourself, by relearning to trust the unwavering compass of your own intuition. You are not crazy. You are not too sensitive. You are a person who is manipulated into doubting the very ground beneath your feet. But you have the power to reclaim that ground. If anything we've talked about today sounds familiar, please know that you are not alone and help is available. Talking to a therapist or a trusted friend can provide the outside perspective you need to start seeing things clearly. There are also resources like the National Domestic Violence Hotline that can offer support and guidance. You deserve to live in a reality that is clear, honest, and your own. Thank you so much for watching. If this video was helpful, please give it a like and consider subscribing for more content on navigating life's challenges. Take care and trust yourself.